Good morning. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kustini, majoring in Master of Management, Pamulang University. Today, I would like to explain human resources policies and practices. The first thing a human resource department manager must do before recruiting employees is to carry out a selection. Pre-selection tools are initial information that applicants submit and are used as an initial drug screening tools to decide whether an applicant meets the basic qualification of the job being offered. The initial selection tools are application form and background check. Then, if they are able to pass the initial screening stage, applicants then they enter the substantive selection method. This stage is the core of the selection process and includes written tests and interview tests. Ultimately, if applicants can pass substantive selection methods, then they are essentially ready to be hired. Subject to final inspection, one of these advanced methods is a narcotics test. We will continue with the next discussion, namely training and development program. Type of training. The type of training could be holding advanced courses on how to communicate in executive leadership. The four general skills. Categories are communication skills, problem-solving ability, ability to carry out interpersonal relationship, and ethics training. Then we will discuss the training methods used. Training methods are classified into formal. Formal training is planned beforehand and has a structure and neat format. Then informal training. Informal training is instructor, unplanned, and can be easily adapted to situations and individuals. To work on skill and keep employees from becoming absolute. On-the-job training. This on-the-job training includes job rotation, internship, study assessment, and informal monitoring programs. Then the fourth is off-the-job training. Off-the-job training include lecture classes, watching videos, seminars, self-study program, internet courses, television classes, and group activities that use role plays and case studies. In the final stage, a human resources manager must carry out a performance evaluation. The purpose of this performance evaluation is to help management, who first makes general human resource decisions whether the employee can continue his work or not. The second can identify training and development needs. The evaluation process can validate the selection made and the development program that will be implemented. And it can also provide feedback to employees about how the organization view their performance. Things that need to be evaluated. The things that must be done in evaluating the result of individual work. Management must evaluate employee work results using work results. Operating managers can be assessed using the following criteria: behavior and attitude. Behavior, in many cases, it is difficult to identify specific results that can be directly linked to employee activities. Meanwhile, individual attitude is the weakest criterion but can still be widely used by organizations. It can be said to be weaker than work result or behavior because attitudes are less related to the actual performance of the work itself. The last slide, I will present several suggestions that can be made to improve performance evaluation. The first is that you can use several assessments at once. With the increase in the number of assessors, the possibility of getting accurate information becomes greater. Secondly, by means of selective evaluation, assessors evaluate only areas where they are competent. This action can increase the agreement between assessors and make the evaluation process more accurate. The third is to use trained assessors. If you cannot find a good assessor, the alternative is to create a good assessor. Common mistakes can be minimized by conducting training. 4. Providing a time process for employees. This concept can be implemented in assessment to increase the perception that employees are treated fairly. The last thing is to provide feedback on employees' performance. Preferably, as company leaders, management must provide good feedback on employees' performance if employees can carry out their work well and according with the company's wishes, because manager tends to ignore their responsibilities in terms of providing feedback. Feedback on performance to employees. This is because, firstly, managers often do not feel comfortable when they have to directly discuss performance weakness with employees. Secondly, many employees act defensively when their weaknesses are pointed out. And lastly, employees tend to exaggerate, overestimate their own performance appraisals. So, I am finished this presentation. Any question? If no question, I will end the presentation. Thank you for attention.